Hey everyone, welcome to 2 Minutes Tuesday with Bala. This week we are going to look into Dapr with container apps. Just an introduction. Let's get started. So what exactly is Dapr? So in simple terms, three things comes to my mind is one, you can write code in any different language or framework. The second part of it is platform agnostic, where you can use it with Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, and it has certain building blocks. In simple, it is a distributed application runtime, and this is mainly used when you have microservices, especially with container apps with Azure. Dapr comes part of the application. So if you're building a new container app, it comes as a sidecar that you could directly use. So what exactly is the architecture? The architecture is segmented into sidecar model, which means your application or container apps is running, and the sidecar is more like it runs in parallel to the application. So anytime your application or the container apps that needs to communicate to another container apps or a microservice, then it's easier that they could communicate through the Dapr, which is integrated part of the Azure system. Works with any programming languages, extended to your existing infrastructure and applications. So any point of time you can use that, and at any point of time you can change things behind Dapr. So basically today you are in AWS, you can change it to Microsoft Azure, doesn't matter. Your application never knows that things have changed if you're using Dapr. So what are the building blocks? There are certain building blocks, in this case, service invocation. The service invocation simplifies service-to-service communication. So if you have a microservice, if it is talking to another microservice, in this case, like a cart, once you add and the order is being placed, then they can talk to each other through Dapr. So there's more like a service invocation. And if there is a state management, providing consistency of state, so when you're moving between services, or if there is a downtime or something, you lose it, the state management is also something Dapr could help. Pub-sub messaging, so basically when your service is triggering publishing a message, and the other side of it is receiving a message. So you don't have to deal with like specifically programming around, for example, in this case, like Azure Service Bus or queues. In that case, you could just use Dapr, and then you can use the pub-sub model. And behind the scenes, you could use any services, doesn't matter. The resource binding, it can also help you bind to the external resources. Secret management, as you know, when you're using services, then you need to handle the secrets safely, not exposing it to the public. So it could really help you with that. And observability is by default included, where you could use for tracing, logging, and using your performance metrics and everything. So real world use cases, where exactly is being used: enterprise application, large scale, when you have multiple microservices. You could use that. IoT and edge computing, when it is distributed, you could use it. Event-driven architecture, when there is a pub-sub model, then you would use it. And if you're having multi-cloud infrastructure kind of thing, like you have certain pieces running in AWS and Microsoft, and then you want to have like a single plain source code repository, and you don't want to deal with different services. So you could just deal with Dapr, and then internally Dapr will handle according to the service that's being used. So that's all for this week. I will see you next week with another topic. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe.